Welcome, architects and infrastructure engineers. Today, we are diving deep into the inner workings of eBPF debugging. As you scale global systems, eBPF becomes the backbone of high-performance observability and networking. However, the developer experience is often punctuated by the strict oversight of the kernel verifier. We aren't just writing C code, we are negotiating with a formal verification engine that ensures kernel stability. Understanding why a program is rejected or why a map interaction stalls is critical for maintaining high availability patterns. In this session, we will move beyond basic Hello World examples and dissect the complex interactions between the eBPF verifier, BPF type format, BTF, and the shared memory maps that power your distributed state.
The bpf verifier is a static analyzer that performs a depth-first search of all possible execution paths. It tracks the state of every register, ensuring that memory access is bounce-checked and pointers are never leaked. For senior architects, the most frustrating errors involve infinite loops or unreachable code that the verifier detects even when your logic seems sound. The verifier limits programs to 1 million instructions to prevent kernel hangs. If your program exceeds this, or if the verifier cannot prove safety within 1 million states, it will reject the bytecode. Understanding this instruction limit is the first step in optimizing complex logic for global-scale traffic filtering.
When the verifier rejects your program, it produces a log that can be thousands of lines long. The key to debugging is finding the invalid access or uninitialized register error at the end of the log. By using bpftool prog load with the verbose flag, you can see exactly which assembly instruction triggered the failure. Often, the verifier loses track of a pointer's bounds after a complex calculation. We must use techniques like manual range narrowing to convince the verifier that our logic is safe. This negotiation is a core skill for engineers building low-latency security hooks where every nanosecond counts. Maps are the primary way eBPF programs store state and communicate with user space. However, in a multi-core environment, concurrent access to a single map entry can lead to race conditions. While eBPF provides BPF spin lock, it comes with significant restrictions. You cannot use it in all program types, and you cannot hold it while calling other helpers. For global scaling, architects often prefer per-CPU maps to avoid lock contention entirely. This slide explores the trade-off between global state consistency and the performance overhead of synchronization primitives in high-availability systems. Debugging without metadata is like flying blind. BPF type format, or BTF, provides the rich type information required to inspect kernel structures and map contents. For infrastructure engineers, BTF is what allows bpftool map dump to show you actual JSON-formatted data instead of raw hex bytes. It also enables compile once, run everywhere, or core, which is essential for deploying eBPF across heterogeneous cloud fleets. If your map interactions are failing, verify your BTF data. Without it, the kernel cannot verify that your program is accessing struct members at the correct offsets. While static analysis is powerful, sometimes you need runtime visibility. The bpf printk helper is the printf of the eBPF world. It writes messages to the kernel trace pipe, which you can monitor in real time. However, be warned, bpf printk is expensive and should never be left in production code. It can introduce significant latency and may drop messages under high load. For senior engineers, the pattern is to use bpf printk for initial debugging of map interactions and then transition to bpf map type perf event array for high-throughput production telemetry. Stack space in eBPF is extremely limited, just 500 bytes. If your program uses large local arrays or deep recursion, the verifier will kill it instantly. To build complex logic, we use tail calls to jump from one program to another, effectively resetting the stack. Debugging tail calls is notoriously difficult because if the target program isn't loaded or the map index is wrong, the jump simply fails silently. We'll examine how to use bpftool to inspect the prog array maps and ensure your jump logic doesn't lead to a dead end in your infrastructure's packet processing pipeline. To stay under the 1 million instruction limit, the verifier uses state pruning. If it reaches a state it has seen before, and that state was already proven safe, it stops searching.
However, if your program has many conditional branches, the state space can explode. Liveness analysis is used to determine which registers are actually used later in the program. If you are hitting verifier limits, you must simplify your control flow. We will look at how to structure if-else ladders to maximize state pruning, ensuring your high-performance load balancer stays within the verifier safety window.
In global scale systems, map capacity is a constant struggle. eBPF maps usually have a fixed size defined at load time. If your hash map fills up, new entries will be rejected, potentially dropping traffic or missing telemetry. While modern kernels support BPF map flags no pre-allocate to save memory, it can lead to allocation failures under pressure. We will discuss the map-in-map pattern, which allows for atomic updates to entire datasets by swapping an inner map within an outer map. This pattern is essential for zero downtime configuration updates in distributed infrastructure. Mastering eBPF debugging is about understanding the constraints of the kernel environment. By mastering verifier logs, leveraging BTF for introspection, and selecting the right map types for your concurrency needs, you can build incredibly powerful and reliable systems. Remember, the verifier is not your enemy. It is the guardrail that prevents a single logic error from crashing a global fleet. As you move forward, prioritize code clarity over cleverness to help the verifier help you. Thank you for joining this deep dive into eBPF tracing and map interactions. You are now equipped to debug the most complex kernel-level failures in your ultra-scalable systems.